Okay, so this is the notebook page that we should have printed today. And you can see that you're going to cut along the outer edge just as normal. And then with this one, it's kind of strange, guys. You can see all these dotted lines. Basically, we're going to create like little flaps that are going to open. So you're going to want to cut just along these two dotted lines right here. So just cut a little horizontal cut right there so that then you're able to fold these in. And then you can take notes on each of these different changes and the different changes and forms of energy that are occurring. So again, creating like 4 sections here, or 4 flaps. And then I'm going to show you guys where you'll want to glue this into your notebook. So cut around the outer edge and then just right here so that you can separate these 4 flaps. So where you're going to glue is right along the back here in this middle section. So if I take my glue stick and I'm just going to add a little bit of glue right here, nothing too crazy. And then I have my notebook page and I'm going to glue this one right in there. So now I'm all set. And then I have these 4 flaps like we just showed you. Okay. So if you need to take a moment to get that page ready and glued in and get those sections cut and folded, then you can pause this video and do that. And then return when you're ready to start taking notes on the changing forms of energy. All right, so we are here and today we're going to talk about how energy can change forms. Well, first we're going to start off in this middle section right here. And energy can change from one form to another. We need to understand that before we even get started. So let's write that down. Energy can change from one form to another. And we know this. We've read now, I think the last 2 days, we've been talking about how energy can change, right? From like, I think we had that one question in those multiple choice questions about the hairdryer and how it changes from electrical energy to then producing heat, right, to dry someone's hair. And it also produces sound energy. So today we're just going to kind of expand on our knowledge of how energy can change forms. Something else that we want to know is that many of the things that we use every day are examples of changing forms of energy. So many of the things we could say that we use daily, so many of the things we use daily, meaning every day, are examples Many of the things we use daily are examples of changing forms of energy. Okay, I'll give you guys a chance to get caught up. And now we're going to take a look at some of those examples of things that we use every day. So right now, since you are doing e-learning, let's start right up here with the computer. So we know that a computer requires electrical energy. So we're going to start off with the electrical energy. So that's the type of energy that we start with. The electrical energy changes to light and sound, and it even changes to heat energy. Now, there's something else that's kind of neat too about computers. If your computer's running for a while, you can probably hear that like noise that it produces. Not only is it producing sound energy there, but also there are moving parts in your computer. So I'm going to put in parentheses here, even mechanical energy to run and move parts. I know right now as I'm filming this video, I can hear the fan that's running inside my computer to keep it cooled so it doesn't overheat. So that is referring to the mechanical energy. So again, starting with electrical and then changing to all these different forms of energy. If you need to pause the video, you can to get caught up on this section, but we're going to continue moving right along. So now let's jump over to this section, a car. Well, we want to think about which types of energy are being used here. I think first of the chemical energy that we add when we add gasoline. So it's just one example. So the chemical energy of gasoline changes into mechanical energy. And we know that mechanical energy means that now it's going to put this car into motion. So to move the car. So again, just thinking about these objects and their very basic uses. A car gets us from like point A to point B, and we use the chemical energy from the gasoline to then power and move the parts of the car to mechanical energy. Again, if you need to pause the video, you can, but we're going to continue moving right along. Let's go down here. Something that we use every day, obviously, maybe not corn, but food. So let's look at this example. The chemical energy in the corn, we know that food gives us chemical energy. Chemical energy in the corn helps us to move. So if we now are moving our bodies, what type of energy is that? Right, changing to kinetic energy. And if you said mechanical energy, that is also technically correct. Changing to kinetic energy. So we are now in motion. All right, let's take a look at the last example here. And again, if you need to go back or you need to pause the video at any point, you can to make sure that you get caught up. So we see a picture here of a plant, and we also see sunlight. So in this example, we have light and heat energy coming from the sun. So light and heat energy, because we know our sun produces both, and heat energy from the sun. Are changed to we know the sun helps produce, right, the chemical energy for this plant so that it can produce its own food. So kind of using our background knowledge, what we know about that process of photosynthesis. So the sun are changed to chemical energy. So the plant can produce its own food. Okay guys, so just a few more examples of objects that we use every day and how they can change energy from one form to another.